Morning everybody, it's Nick. I know, hot on the back of only a vlog the other day. What is going on? So I felt it was important to share this actually. So I've been off HRT for a few weeks, and there's been a few ups and downs, but nothing too major. But I've noticed this last 48 hours or so, actually, ironically, just after I posted a vlog saying I'm actually doing okay without HRT, which I recorded a few days ago, I've really had a bit of a, I'm not quite sure what the word is, because it's not a hormonal crash, because interestingly that would actually take a level of energy I don't have. So I'm still waking up early as I would normally do because I'm a lark, but I can't bother to do anything. So I haven't gone walking. Usually I go walking early in the morning with my friend, and I just can't face it. I haven't been to the gym this week, and again, I just can't face it. I'm really, really tired. I've got aches and pains. I'm neither sad nor happy. There's just, I'm just in this in between, because actually being sad or being happy, again, needs energy. I'm very disengaged. I can't be bothered. I just literally want to retreat to my, little peaceful zen den and literally just sit. And that's it. I don't even want to sleep. I just want to sit and do nothing. And I've been breaking the day down, so when I wake up, this last 2 days, there's been a real sense of, I just can't be bothered. I just can't bother to face the day ahead. And you can probably see, I'm looking at the video, you can see my energy is well down. So it is very ironic, isn't it? At the minute I put out to the universe that I'm doing okay without HRT, I'm flipping over and I'm not. Now, what do I observe about this? Well, I think this is definitely my body's struggling with low levels of estrogen, because I've had these symptoms before. And this disengagement and lack of motivation in general, can't be arseness, is always linked to my low estrogen levels. And what I also observed yesterday, and I said to my son, he said, "What's the matter?" Because I was really anxious and quite crabby. And I said, "You know what? I don't know. I feel really irritable. I can't settle. I can't seem to commit to anything. I just feel really unsettled and anxious and irritable. And I cannot tell you why. I cannot tell you why. It's just a feeling." And that has kind of progressed today. When I opened my eyes, I was due to get up early. Because ironically, I still get up early. I'm just sat here having a coffee, navel gazing really. But the thought of actually getting up, putting my leggings on and going out for a walk, which I usually really love, I'm just like, oh no, I just don't feel up to it at all. The thought of, going to my 7:30 gym class, I'm just like, oh no, just no way. So I'm trying to be kind to myself. I may or may not I have a yoga class on a Tuesday night, and I really have to say, the yoga is, it's not really about, I wouldn't say it's a fitness thing, I would say it's a life thing, in terms of it definitely really helps my aches and pains, and it definitely does something to kind of shift my energy. So I don't have any great answers about this. I don't know what the answer is, because I'm really struggling with my HRT when I go back on it. The nausea is horrible. So I'm gonna wait this out for a few days. I think that's, all I know is what's the next best thing. So for example, this morning, I think this is a really good actually psychological hack that I use with myself, is rather than looking at the whole day ahead and the whole list or whatever, which it's just like, oh God, no, stop. Just can't face it all. It's just, and the thing is, I can't verbalise it to people because it sounds so pissy. It sounds so pissy. It's like, it's not like I'm holding down a full-time job. And of course, we're in this narrative, aren't we, where we compare things and we look at other people and they're doing so much more. And I think, fucking hell, what have I got to moan about? I have a really blessed life. Sorry, somebody did ask on one of my other videos, I think their doctor had told them that they don't specifically test for estrogen. How am I getting that done? How I'm getting that done is I am very blessed, and I have a private menopause consultant, and I also have a private GP, and that's how I get it done. So I pay for it basically, which I'm very blessed and I'm very appreciative of, but I also think fundamentally it's wrong. Not that I have to pay for it, that's kind of not the point. The point is it should be available to all, so that all women can help manage their menopause symptoms. Back to where I was. So yeah, so I think the other psychological thing is it's sometimes quite difficult so I will make excuses and actually say I'm physically poorly, because it's easier than saying I'm just disengaged, I just don't feel great, because people say what's the matter, and it's really difficult, and I don't want to sound like a hypochondriac, so I find that a real challenge. And actually I don't really want to get into very often, and I know people are trying to help, they're like, have you tried this, have you tried this? And actually even that's too much. I'm kind of like, it's just too overwhelming. There's definitely something about, I don't know whether I'm in a cycle. So that's why the next best step for me is I'm going to leave this for a few days and just see whether I come out of this dip, and just see what my body does. I mean, what's the worst case scenario, right? I slap some HRT on. But I think I would like to just see how it goes. So the next couple of days is completely stripped back. And that's why it does make a difference. In my earlier vlog, when I talked about the fact that my kids are older and much more independent, because actually I do now have a choice to be able to strip things back. So I do have work today. So that is the priority, is just to get through work one step at a time. I do work in a very psychologically safe and beautiful environment, actually. So I don't worry about going in. Actually, that's probably the one place I can actually talk about I probably can say, there's something going on with my menopause and my estrogen and so forth, which actually makes a huge difference. So it's as much of a sanctuary, to be honest. But everything else is just one step at a time. I don't think, so the psychological hack, look, I'm losing my train of thought, aren't I? I'm a bit all over the place, is not to think about this massive to-do list and the whole day. It's just to think about what's the next thing. Just one step, and whatever can be taken out that I just don't feel up to gets taken out. And if that means I have to sound like little mini porkies in order to do that, because I might not want to, there is something where I don't even want to talk about, it's not like I want to ring somebody up and talk about how I'm feeling. It's not like a depression or a mental health thing. I don't feel that. It's like I just want quiet and peace and stillness. It's quite a primal urge, actually. I realise the paradox of me saying that as I'm sat here talking to the video, but I'm on my own, and I know lots of people, well, I don't know how many people, maybe one might listen to this, who knows, but that's different because I'm on my own. I'm not sat in the energy, because it would take energy. That's it. It takes energy to have to interact with people. And there's something that happens. My brain is just going, I just need to reduce the expenditure of energy. It's a bit like when you're really, really low on petrol in your car and you drive at, what is it, like 54.5 miles an hour or something, to eke out every last drop of petrol. And that's where I am right now. So I'm not going to the gym. I haven't been for a walk. I'm going to do the bare minimum. I went to bed early last night. I had a nap yesterday afternoon because I don't work on Mondays. And bless my mum, she really got it. My mum usually comes over on a Monday afternoon. She's 84 now, and she loves, honestly, in a different generation, she would have been a professional landscape gardener. She's so talented. But she comes to my house every Monday. And I work in the garden, and I have a beautiful soul who helps me with the garden, because there's quite a lot to keep on top of. And my mum basically sits in her chair and instructs us, and she's building this garden, and it's lovely. But I rang her yesterday. I said, Mum, I feel really rough. I'm desperate to go to bed. I can't keep my eyes open. And Mum's really good to talk to because she's been through the menopause, and in my mum's generation, when she went through the menopause, there wasn't any help. There wasn't any understanding. There was nothing. And actually, I can look back as a kid and remember when my mum went through the menopause, and it was really tough for her because she had an hysterectomy and an early menopause, and then she couldn't actually have the implant In those days, they used to give you an implant of HRT, and she had a reaction to it. So my mum just literally, in her early 40s, went cold turkey. And I remember what a difficult time it was for her, the sadness and the crying and the grief and just the overwhelm. God, I'm really crying thinking about it now. So actually, it was really, really, really good. You know, that was really nice because I don't have to explain it to her. I don't have to explain how I'm feeling. You can see them a bit teary as well. Obviously, another sign of the low estrogen. I don't have to explain it. And something, Mum, I feel really crap. I'm desperate to go to bed. I think I'm a bit overwhelmed. I think my estrogen's low. And she's like, you know what, Nick? You just need to go to bed. Go to bed, get some sleep. We'll catch up in the week. Full stop. There's no angst. There's no energy required from me. It's just a permission. It's just a permission to withdraw, conserve that energy, and just get your head straight and your body straight and just rest. And I wonder, you know, as I'm talking to you, I'm thinking, is that something that we need people to help with? Is to be that, what's the word? I can't think of the word, but the person that can just do that, can be in the space with us without trying to fix us, without trying to tell us to do something, without trying to get us to explain. My mum just got it. She just got how I was feeling because she's been there. And therefore, she was just able to give me permission to say, you don't need to worry about me coming over. You don't need to worry about the garden. You know, cut the garden out. We'll do the garden next week. Go to bed. And I wonder if that's how we can help each other a little bit, is just holding that space to listen to how we feel without trying to fix or change or suggest. I've kind of digressed here, haven't I? And I hope this is of help. So, yeah, my hacks are whatever I can do to conserve energy gets done. I'm not going to judge myself. I'm not going to beat myself up for not going here and not doing that and all the rest of it. Honestly, I just don't have the energy to do it. I'm just like, fuck it, I can't be arsed. Maybe, you know, there's something in interacting with people who you know you are psychologically safe and you have that peace with, who just will just be, yeah, just accept where you are, just accept the uncomfortable place that you might be feeling and just allow you to, there's something really primal here. I just know I need to just rest, simplify, conserve the energy and ride it out. So I'll let you know in a few days. I'm hoping my body will come out of this dip. I'm going to give it 3 days and then I'm going to see how I'm feeling. And if it comes out of this dip, that will reassure me because I'm going somewhere. If in 3 days I'm still in this dip, I will probably get in touch with my GP to do some bloods before I go back on the HRT, because I think it's really important for me to understand where the estrogen is, where all my hormones are, and what that means in terms of the symptoms I'm then having. And I know I am so blessed and so grateful to be able to do that. But for those of you that are wondering, I do that because I'm not doing it all through the NHS and I pay for it. And that's not right for everybody. That's not right for women. But it's where we are right now. And I'm just navigating it as best as I can. I hope that helps. Lots of love, everybody.